Swish. Pew. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna try my first hand on a sort of news video update kind of thing for Guild Wars 2. So ArenaNet updated the game, and in the patch notes there was something quite interesting. It said reports of banditry have increased in Kryta. The previous patch they also did something likewise, which was Leyline energy has spiked or surged across Tyria, and it spawned a couple of new events. So what happened there was Leyline energy, surged. You could go to several locations in the world where there were a couple of new events, and it was all about that Leyline energy now. With this update, they've done something similar, only with reports of banditry in Kryta. Now, it's actually very interesting. So, what happens is bandits have become more active, and if you kill bandits, you can get a new drop, which is basically encrypted bandit orders, and you can decrypt them by going to Divinity's Reach and go like to a dude, says like, all right, I got these bandit orders, and he's like, okay, we're gonna decipher them, and then they give you a more or less a bounty target. Right, they give you a bounty target which you can do once a day to kill one of 5 champion bosses. Now there's a couple of new achievements tied to this. Tip of the Blade is completing your first bounty order, which is needed to unlock everything. Then you've got Long Arm of the Light, which is killing all those different 5 champions. They have different names. You can do them even if you've already done your first bounty, because you can only do the bounty once, but the champions will spawn regularly on their fixed location. So that's something that you can do. And then you've got Bounty Hunter, which you can basically do once every 3 days, which is you have to do 3 encoded orders, so it will take you 3 days, and it's a repeatable achievement. Now, what does this mean now that the bandits have surged? An interesting thing that happened with my first boss that I did is it dropped a White Mantle badge. Now, you might remember that the White Mantle are bad guys. They sacrificed humans a long time ago to power soul batteries and shizzle. They were not nice people. And in Guild Wars 1, you defeat them, but not completely. A small remnant of their members survives, and according to Guild Wars 2 lore, they kind of fled. And it's been long been implied that the White Mantle has actually been supporting these bandits. They've been at least funding them slightly. We're not really sure what the link is between the bandits and the White Mantle at the start of the game. Now, with the expansion and with the release of the raids, we kind of know a little bit more. We know that the White Mantle and the bandits actively work together. We know that they kidnap villagers, we know that they sacrifice them, etc., etc. And they're trying, or this is at least the theory, they're trying to revive one of their gods, the unseen ones, which is Lazarus the Dyer. That's what they're trying to do. So we've got confirmation that the White Mantle is actively supporting those bandits. Now the question is, what does that mean? Now the current events, the Leyline energy events, doesn't seem connected to the bandit events. The story of the raids is completely different than the story of the main campaign of Heart of Thorns. So the question is there a connection between the two? We're not sure. And then, of course, we need to wonder if they're going to make more of these events, or if it was just going to be Leyline energy and bandits. Because both of them offer something important, namely a way to make a new living world and or raid wing. So basically, what I believe is that this update is actually something to remind people that bandits and White Mantle are still around, that they still have a part to play in the world. Same thing goes with the Leyline events. Mortemoth might be dead, but now in several places in the world, suddenly Leyline energy is surging. You have that in Jormak territory, or at least close to Jormak enemies, close to Destroyer enemies, and close to Valkatoric enemies, so that might imply that they are starting to feast more on all that energy that has been released by Mortemoth. Now, what does that mean in general? Will we get something like Season 3 of the Living World anytime soon? What's it gonna be about? Are we gonna deal with the bandits? Are we gonna deal with the Elder Dragons and prepare to rebuild our forces to launch an attack on the next Elder Dragon? Is it gonna be linked? Is the White Mantle and by extension their unseen gods, the Mersat. Do they have anything to do with this? It's actually kind of interesting, because if we take a look back at Guild Wars 1, the Mersat knew of the Elder Dragons. They knew. They could phase themselves out of reality, and they could escape the Elder Dragons that way. That's how they survived. While all the others, the other races, they put magic of the world in Bloodstone so that the dragons would be unable to feast upon them. They phased themselves out of the world and stayed safe that way. Do the Mersat have any secret hidden knowledge that could help our Destiny's Edge 2.0 basically to defeat the other Elder Dragons? Are we gonna come into contact with Lazarus the Dyer? Or is it something completely different? Are those two completely separate, and are we gonna see two different kind of things? We could see the OG Destiny's Edge with, for instance, Logan and Zoja and Ridlock, etc. They will go after the dragons maybe, while Destiny's Edge 2.0, your team, your friends, that they might go more in the direction of, we're going to deal with the bandits, we're going to deal with the Mersat, the White Mantle, and see what that'll do. Maybe, you know, maybe something like that will happen. And where will you be as a player? Will you be able to choose to go either to the White Mantle or deal with the other Elder Dragons, or is it something different? But it's gonna be interesting with updates like this. Definitely sure, almost positive that Living World Season 3 is coming pretty soon, and they just want to remind us of, alright guys, this is the things that have been happening, these are the things that are happening right now, this is the state of the world, remember, and now here. It's probably something in that vein. And they just want to remind us what we can expect from Living World Season 3 and, you know, build that hype a little bit. They want to get that hype train going. And I'm fairly interested in what they're going to do then. If you guys like this kind of video, I might do it more. Maybe not if people go like, it's not great. But if you watch this, I want to say thanks. Do appreciate it as always. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.